Hello guys and welcome to my new video, and today we're going to talk about the map of Texas, the new map approved by Texas State House, because we just got breaking news yesterday because a new map of the new approved map of Texas that was basically a gerrymander in favor of the Republicans. It's now illegal. That's the bottom line. Right now, the map is officially illegal by some judges. I don't know, to be honest, but I just found here the news. Basically, court blocks new Texas congressional map drawn by Republicans, and I don't know what they consider probably, but let's just see here. And federal court on Tuesday blocked Texas from using a new congressional map intended to flip several Democratic-held U.S. House of Representatives seats to Republicans in the 2026 midterm elections, faulting Governor Greg Abbott for directing the legislature to draw it based on race. Which is interesting because I think they were drawing the districts based on party. I don't know what that is, but they can draw another map, probably. And we'll see about that in the future, because now they need to be very, very fast, otherwise they'll miss the deadline and a new map is not possible. Okay, even though I do think they'll try to have another map, because it's just the way it is. I mean, it's not fair to gerrymander. That's 100% true. It's not fair to gerrymander just based on party, on race, wherever you want. It's not right to gerrymander the seats. But the Republicans now have been doing this because Trump is a little bit concerned with the midterms. And the Democrats have been also doing that in California, which has got Proposition 50 passed. I know you're going to say, but that is a constitutional amendment. That's better in terms of democracy. And here in Texas, just the governor and the majority in the House that will pass the bill. Yes, but imagine, California is a blue state overwhelmingly. So that thing is going to pass no matter what. So yes, I mean, you can argue that both are the same, and right now, Texas is illegal. California is still in place, so we still have to wait a little bit to see if that's going to be illegal as well. I don't know, to be honest. But I do think the California map is more aggressive in terms of gerrymandering than the Texas one, because look, this is a new map. Basically, they flipped 5 extra seats to the Republicans. Okay, as you can see here. They're counting right now, because this seat I think is Democratic. I think it's this one. Is that one or that one? I'm not so sure. But one of them is Democratic, and right now they're counting on Latinos moving to Trump or moving to Republican Party in order to. Gonna have a video about Latinos because it's a very important topic for the midterms. But as you can see here, they were counting the Republicans with a new map that the Latinos going to continue moving towards the Republican Party, which could be a very bold bet considering the last results. And I'm just going to say this, considering the last results in Virginia, in New Jersey, in all of those states that we got elections, also in California at some degree, and those results are not great at all. So we can say that even though they were moving in the past, right now doesn't mean they will continue moving, especially because the approval rating of the Trump administration is right now a very, very bad number. I know it's the same as Obama did, it's the same as Bush did, but of course Obama lost the 2014 midterms, and also Bush lost the 2006 midterms. And right now, you see here as well another district, the district from Austin down to San Antonio, Baird County and Travis County is now gone. As you can see here, we only have one in San Antonio and another one in Austin, which this could be also bold because this was very, very Democratic, and now we have this 2 leading Republicans. As you can see here, when you're doing gerrymander, you have basically 2 principles. You need to pack the Democratic votes. In this case, you are favoring the Republicans, of course. You need to pack the Democratic votes just in one district if you can, the maximum, like you're getting 99.999 if you can, and then you need to crack the communities where the Democrats are the majority, so you can get more minority districts for the Democrats. Okay, that's basically what gerrymander is. And right now you have more leaning Republican districts in this new map than you had in the existing map, or the new map, no, the new illegal map, okay? Because this is basically what you do, okay? Here you have 2 likely are, and 1 Democratic. Now you have 1 lean and 1 likely, and another this one here, which is another lean Republican. So in the midterm year, that is very, very bad for the Republicans, which could happen potentially, because we got a poll today or yesterday that showed that Republicans are now down 54 to 41 in the national ballot. Of course, it's just a national ballot, but if you apply that swing, I think Republicans won in 2024 by about 2 points, the national ballot. So if you apply a swing of 16, these districts here, that one, they will flip. Potentially more even here in the suburbs, because you can see here another very interesting scenario. Look at this. Just go from Dallas, go all the way to here, because you're pushing the Republican part of the district. So you see here, is Democratic. This part here is Democratic. But then you go all the way, this is overwhelmingly Republican. So they're trying to pick a little bit of Democrats, a little bit from the city, and you go all the way to the rural part, so you get a Republican district, okay? This is really important. This was the new map, because the Republicans, of course, they have a lead in Texas, and even with the old map, of course, they have a gerrymander in Texas. Texas is a state that is already gerrymandered, but they're just trying to get to another level. That's basically what they did, and right now it's illegal. Okay, but look at this. Look at the districts here. They're very likely are districts here around Houston area, and look at this. You have less likely. You have still likely, but it's not very likely. So you have less. The percentage of Republicans, as you can see here, is the percentage of districts that are very likely Republicans are now less, but you have more leans, which could be a dummy mander if you consider a swing of 20, if that can happen, because we saw 20 points of swing in Florida. But if that happens, we're going to have a beautiful live stream on December 2nd. It's going to be a live stream of the special election in Tennessee for the 7th congressional district, which is a little bit of a suburbs around Davidson County, which is Nashville, and then you also have a little bit of a rural part. So we'll see about the swing. Right now we already have 25,000 or 30,000 votes already cast in that election. I suspect we're going to have at least 30 or 35% of 2024, which means around 100 and something thousand votes. That's what I expect. Right now, Davidson County is the biggest part in the district for the Democratic Party. They need to run up the margins there, and that will be crucial if the Democrats can actually achieve a swing of 20 points, because the district is right now 21 points Republican. If the Democrats, for some reason, they were able to have a swing of 20 points, that means they can actually make the thing competitive and potentially win it. Of course, that's a very bold prediction, but there are some Republicans that are a little bit worried in Tennessee, and they're asking the super PACs to donate money there. We got a lot. We're going to have a pre-election video talking everything about the election, about the candidates and everything on the day before, 2 days before the election. I mean Sunday, I think it's November 30th. November 30th, the 30th. We're going to have a beautiful election video about that election. We're going to talk about everything, the candidates, and Republicans are really pouring the money. So this could be a sign that this map, even though it looks better in terms of seats when you compare to 2024, don't forget Trump won in 2024 by 14 points. He won in 2020 by 5 or 6. I think it was less than that, 4 or 5. So this means that this was a very good win for Trump. Of course, I never expected Texas to be by 14. I expect 10 at best. And Trump even won Webb County, where he's voted for Clinton by 70-30, okay? Even flipping Starr County, Hidalgo, all of those counties, there's a very Latino population. If those flip by 40, and I'm not being pessimistic for the Republicans, but if they can flip a Latino population by 40 points, because these were people that voted for Trump because of the high prices, of all the inflation that Biden produced. That's what Trump says. I'm not saying that is true, okay? Because the inflation in 2022, it happened primarily because of all the monetary expansion in 2020 to fight against the pandemic and all of that stuff. So that was, at least, I don't agree with that monetary expansion, to be honest. That's my opinion. But that was the government's, and at least Trump acknowledged at that point that it was necessary to have the liquidity to produce, to make the GDP grow. But of course, it have consequences. And everything in economics, whether you do something or not, you have consequences. And the primarily consequence of that was the inflation rise in 2021, from 2021 to 2022. And then we got war in Ukraine, all of that stuff, and that happened. That was terrible, and Biden started with a very bad scenario because of all the monetary expansion. But that was true for any person. Of course, if Trump were president by that point, the inflation would have happened in the same way. And that is just how things are. You cannot blame one person just because things happened. It was a mistake from the past, and of course, the pandemic is not a mistake it's not a mistake of any party. So you cannot say that's a mistake of the Biden or the Trump administration, to be honest. The way they were dealt with the pandemic, that's actually a responsibility if I bought both of administration, but that's another topic, okay? And I do think right now that this is a bold decision to make a map illegal based on race. That's what it says here in the Reuters news. It says here based on race. I don't think that was the purpose of the Republicans that were drawing the district. I think the districts, they were drawing this based on party, not race. But if they are able to do another map, because the deadline is almost there for the maps for 2026, we'll see about that, if that is actually possible. Okay, so guys, this was the video. I hope you all liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave your like and just some suggestions of next videos, because I'm going to be very happy to listen to those. And we'll see you in the next. Thank you.